Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinaha. This video is about the Mars transit from the first week of April to the mid of May 2026. There are two very special things happening with Mars. First thing is Mars is transiting Meena after nearly 2.5 years. And from November 1st, 2025, Mars was combust, Dvaitha or Maudhya or Asta. Mars is coming out of combustion. So because of these two changes, there is going to be a lot of impact on all 12 Rashis, and there is going to be a breakout in activity, anger, frustration, expression, and also all sorts of expressions involving impulsiveness, physical activity, and also most probably impulsive, short-tempered behavior. We need to watch out for that. Let's take a look at what is it for each of the 12 Rashis. For Mesha, this is moon sign based, so get your birth charts checked. It is not based on your birth date as per the Western or English calendar. For Mesha, Mars is transiting your 12th house, which means that there are going to be some heavy expenses that you need to deal with. First of all, you might have already got a hint of what is that expense going to be. Secondly, this is going to impact your health in the sense that you may be wanting to be very, very vital, energetic, enthusiastic, but your body and mind don't support that. This is the best time for rest and recuperation, and let go of everything and let others take the lead and ownership. Also, for some of you who may want to start off a very active gym routine or physical activity routine, this is not the best time. You may end up hurting or injuring. And the transit lasts for nearly 45 days, and if you happen to have a ligament tear or sorts, you're going to be laid up for nearly 45 days. So it is better to have mild pranayam kind of activity rather than heavy physical activity. Another very important effect of this transit for Mesha Rashi is that there are going to be some endings. For whatever problem that you had been facing from nearly 2.5 years, or for an association or a project that commenced from the last 2.5 years, will now see a termination. This already must have been indicated to you, and so it is not a surprise. Definitely there will be a lot of threat to termination, and definitely some endings which are inevitable in associations, business partnerships, projects, or even personal friendships. At home also there can be very less talking, and it is advised that you talk very less, otherwise family relationships may also see a kind of strain. Health becomes very important. This is the best time for recuperation, as said, because from October onwards, Jupiter is going to transit your 5th house, which means you're going to get all the Guru Bala that is needed. Until then, it is better to play safe with money as well as your emotions. For Vrishabha, this transit is a breakthrough. After 2.5 years, you're going to get together with some of your very, very dear and near friends. There's going to be so much of activity in your social circle that you may be hardly able to put your phone down. There may be so many phone calls. There can be so many people wanting to interact with you. This is very, very beneficial for all the people who are in business, and also for all those people who are dealing with group activities, community activities. There will be so much of encouragement, and there is so much of energy around you that you feel like you can achieve anything at this point in time. Wishes come true. All those things that have been wished for 2.5 years may now just seem to manifest from out of nowhere. Small wishes which are grantable by people who are younger than you or by your siblings are also definitely granted. So for the next 45 days, investments will bring profits. There's not a good time to make fresh investments because this transit lasts only for 45 days, and if you do not get back your money in 45 days, you're going to be in for very heavy losses. So it is very, very crucial that you take care of and plan for how many days you're investing, So within 45 days, if you can definitely do some profit booking, you can go for an investment. Otherwise, investments which have already been carried out in the last 2.5 years or 15 years can now be redeemed. Friends become very important, crucial. There is so much of joy, there is so much of outing. You may be left with very little time for your family commitments or romantic commitments. This is a very good time for platonic relationships, not for romantic relationships so much. Friendships, family relationships are favored, but you will have very less time for one-to-one relationships. For Mithuna, this is a breakthrough in your career. Some of the most important breakthroughs that you've been waiting for in terms of promotion or change of opportunity or an employment, for all those who have not been employed, those seeking employment, there will definitely be a new employment or a promotion or a change to whatever you have been wishing for, and that thing that didn't happen from the last 2.5 years. So there's so much of progress and there is so much of vitality around you. You're sought after now in your profession. You will make a mark and you will be actually considered an extreme professional and a genius. For all those people who are wishing for promotions and not yet applied, please do approach your managers or bosses and get it. It is possible. Next 3 months are going to be the best time of the year for you. For Karka, this transit is going to bring a distraction from all the personal problems that you've been having. So last 3 months have been really very emotional and a lot of problems have been caused in your one-to-one relationships, personal, private matters, partnerships, marriage and romantic relationships. So all the last 3 months have been about is your feelings, your emotions and your deepest feelings in private life. Now there will be a distraction from this in the sense that there will be a healing touch given, but still there's going to be a lot of latent resentment that you need to deal with. The latent resentment actually might be in the form that I was right, but all these people insulted me. These people did not understand me and unnecessarily these people broke up with me. It is possible that they were also going through something. So now is the time to cement some of the relationships, but still luck is completely not on your side yet. There can be a lot of criticism to your personality and as well as your character. So this is the time when you need to seek the blessings of elders, all those people who are living in joint families and with your people. It is the best time for you to make up, be very polite and also get the blessings of elders as well as Lord Kartikeya or Lord Nrsimha. For Simha, Mars is transiting your 8th house after 2.5 years and he is coming out of combustion from the last 6 months, which means that there is some very, very deep healing that you will need. There are going to be a lot of depressive thoughts and also there is going to be a lot of deep feelings about your romantic partner or your spouse. These can actually be very high and low kind of feelings. Your feelings will now swing like a pendulum from one extreme to another. You can become very impulsive, very frustrated, and all those latent anger and feelings may erupt out of nowhere. This can hurt other people or this can actually cause a lot of increase in fights in already going on differences in partnerships. Even for business partnerships and serious commitments, this is going to be very, very problematic. The solution is to remain calm, practice calmness, and to avoid taking important decisions for the next 45 days if possible. Though Jupiter transit is helping you, it's favorable to you, nevertheless, there can be very, very angry moments and frustrations that you face in the next 45 days. So you need to take care about your health too, both physical and mental, and expressions must be controlled, otherwise there can be very serious fights, arguments and misunderstandings with your near and dear ones, colleagues, bosses and everybody who actually matters to you a lot. For Kanya, this transit is going to be very problematic and testing in terms of your partnerships. This is all about who you're partnering with. It could be a business partnership, it could be working with colleagues, or it could be your life partner, or it could be a romantic relationship that you're actually involved in or trying to get involved in. Now it's very easy to think that a particular relationship may materialize and you may get into a commitment too soon, only to realize within a week that it was a very hasty decision and that was not what you wanted at all. And next 3 months can easily be turned into resentment and repentance. So for all those youngsters who have been watching this particular video right now, it is better not to commit or get into any fresh friendships or relationships for the next 3 months. It will bring a lot of disappointment and disaster. Emotionally, it will be extremely draining. So it is better to maintain a safe distance from all relationships and maintain clear friendship with practical approach to all the problems. And also health can be a problem due to the stress in your partnerships. For all those who are married, there can be a lot of arguments if you do not learn to control your temper. There can be very impulsive behavior both from your side and as well as the spouse. You may end up provoking. So there has to be a lot of control which is exercised now. And for many of you, there can be a major break in a partnership or an existing association which will not be cemented for the next 3 months. So emotionally, this going to be a draining transit. But if you let other people take the lead and just stay calm, composed, then this can actually help you progress through your partners. This can bring a lot of advantages to you through your partners. For Tula, Mars is transiting your 6th house of health, social interactions and importantly, enemies. There's going to be a lot of enemy trouble that you will face now. Everybody seems to become an enemy. Friends may turn into enemies, enemies may turn into friends, but because they were already enemies, you're not ready to quite trust them. So the entire world seems like full of friendly enemies right now to you. You will have a lot of problem in trusting people. And also, there will be many victories coming to you because Mars is a destroyer. Nevertheless, there can be a lot of stress that you need to deal with before you can actually taste or experience a victory. There's going to be a lot of stress which will affect your health as well. For all those people who have been already having some health problems, there can be very advanced problems regarding health. But for all those people who do not have any health issues, your health will actually improve now, because Mars will actually clear off all your ailments. Immunity will become much better. Many of you might want to get into an exercise regime, physical activity, adventure sports, etc. It is better always for you to check all other transits and your birth chart, Dasha Bhukti, before you get into any major adventure, because you will have now a kind of energy that you have not had in the last 6 months. So now it's going to be either a make or a break situation, in which case the breaking could be your limb. You need to be extremely careful on road, and also adventures may end in a disaster, in the sense that you may really end up tearing muscle, getting laid up for the next 5.5 months, or you may actually take some smaller, safer adventures and really get the thrill of life. Social interactions become very important for all those people who are dealing with groups and other social cause related activities. There's a lot of visibility which will be created but there will also be a lot of resentment that you would end up expressing in front of a mic or before a major audience. So temper needs to be controlled. Impulsive behavior will turn everything into dust. For Vrishchika, this transit is going to be a mixed results transit. What is the positive in this transit is that there can be very closeness felt with the people who actually matter to you. Your near and dear ones will experience a lot of closeness. Your higher energies and higher physical capabilities will make your near and dear ones and family people happy, because you will be there to help them around, take initiatives, and you will feel like the Superman or the Superwoman in your house right now. There will be so much of demand on your time and on your physical activities and help. Sometimes you may get frustrated and you may end up shouting on your children. Children need a lot of care and affection from you at this point in time, because you may be really stressed and you may end up taking it out on innocent children. Children must be taken care by the parents who are watching this and are of Vrishchika Rashi. Coming to your finances, this is a good time to invest, but this is not a good time for profit booking. If you do profit booking now, you will realize in 1.5 months that you actually did a lot of loss instead of profit booking. It's better to wait for 1.5 months before you do any profit booking from your investments. And also, new investments can now be taken up, but you will not get any output of it for the next 45 days. At least you must have the patience to wait, or you must be able to set aside that money for the next 2 months before you can actually realize even 1 rupee or very little amount of profit from your investment. For artists, this is going to bring some kind of a breakthrough, some kind of a very great exposure on stage to you. Visibility comes very easily. You will be heard and you will be seen everywhere, but money doesn't yet come right now. You will use all your creativity. Your creativity will be definitely appreciated vocally, verbally, but money will only come next month. So it is better to showcase all your creativity in whatever opportunity that you get. You will not be the only one on stage, so you need to share your visibility with a lot of others. It will not be really a group kind of an activity either. Whatever opportunity you get must be seized now to showcase your talents. Creativity will actually see a very good ramp in increase. And also for spiritually, this is a very good time for all those people who are into spiritual kind of social enterprising or spiritual practices. So for Vrishchika, this is a mixed result in the senses. Spirituality will actually benefit you very seriously right now. There can be mantra siddhi for you. If not, materially, this is going to bring in some losses and a lot of depressive thoughts. You need to resort to meditation and pranayama and clear off all your stress. For Dhanu Rashi, this is going to bring in some kind of a stress in your family environment. There can be a breakdown in activity. There can be actually a lot of sudden activity in your family environment. Everybody starts feeling energetic. Maybe there is so much of cleaning going on, refurbishing going on, and you may want to move to a new place, or you may want to buy a new vehicle. All these things are definitely favored, but in the sense that a lot of patience has to be incorporated with your own near and dear ones. Family is usually taken for granted and we end up taking out all our frustrations on family. This happens to be one such occasion in 2.5 years where you may end up expressing all your resentment of life on your family members, which actually will end up shaking the very foundations of emotional security of your family. For all those people who are dealing with litigation in Dhanu Rashi, this could be a very problematic transit. You need to be very careful in dealing with all the court matters, government matters, tax and documentation. And also for all those people who have been in real estate and infrastructure business, there can be heavy losses, or there can be very, very tempting investments calling you, but it will not give you any return, at least for the next 8 months. This is not a good time for investment. It is a good time to expand your business and go and make friendships with a lot of energetic youngsters who may add a lot of value to your business or work. At home, property matters, immobile assets, and mother's health become the highest priority. For Makara, this is an extremely beneficial transit. This will give you a kind of confidence which you have not seen in the last 2.5 years. This is a breakthrough moment for all those people who are in media, mass media, communication, journalism, public speaking, research, sales, marketing, group activities, internet, and also research-oriented literary field of writing, publishing, etc. You will see the kind of success that you have not seen in the last 2.5 years. This is going to be one of the most remarkable times of your career. Siblings will help a lot, and also your own confidence will actually reach to the maximum height right now. You need to take care that you don't let it become an overconfidence, because it may intimidate others. It's usually that we are feeling very confident and we are expressing everything like sharp, but the others may not be so receptive because they may not be going through the same kind of best times that you're going through. So you must be very, very considerate towards the feelings of others, which will actually double or triple your success. People become instrumental to your success now, so without people there is nothing you could do. That realization will also come, and you will try to put people together and help people the same way that they are helping you too. Family and extended family will see a lot of gatherings and good times to be spent with together. Lot of get-togethers and lots of short journeys, and also some exercise routines for some of you to improve your health, better communication. Overall, a very, very good time in the last 2.5 years of your life. Publishing and also literary activities will see great success for all those people who are into public speaking, stand-up comedians, authors, and also poets or speakers, and even politicians and people associated with NGOs and media. For Kumbha, all the attention will be on your family life and the place where you live. Between the four walls of your house, there is a lot of activity which will go on right now. Some of it may be extreme physical activity in the sense that you could be moving things around. You may be bringing or buying very, very heavy, bulky machinery, etc. Or you may be refurbishing your entire house, or some of you may be looking for an alternate living place. Acquisition of property and acquisition of another place, or moving to a new house or extension of a new house. All these things are seen. To the society, your house and your family will actually be seen as a role model. But to you, there can be a lot of frustration which is being addressed within your family. So you need to take care that the frustration that is happening within your family doesn't really affect the image that you're projecting to the outside world. There can be some heavy expenses to be dealt with, but those expenses will actually turn out favorable to you, provided you maintain very, very calm disposition, because others are also going through the frustration, and it is just that how you understand each other is all that matters. Because to the society, your family is an ideal family right now. There are going to be so many happy moments where you will actually laugh your heart out. But at the same time, if you lose composure, there can be very, very heavy arguments as well. So it is all about balance with your own family and finances, this transit of Mars, which is for the next 45 days. For Meena, after nearly 2.5 years, Mars is transiting your sign and he is going to be out of combustion, which means that you will experience the complete energy and potential to achieve some things that you have been actually wishing for. Mars is a planet which actually triggers people into impulsive action, reckless action. So there can be a temptation to do something which is actually quite incapable of being achieved by you. There can be a temptation. But wisdom is always the most important trait of Meena Rashi people, so you will not end up doing anything which will harm you physically or mentally. But that balance and that composure must be maintained. What is this transit all about? Very importantly is there is a breakthrough. There's actually a breakup or a breakdown, and there is actually a breakout. All these things are happening to your own personality. You're emerging as a very, very confident, very powerful new individual. There have been many problems that you've been facing because of Sarasat in the last 2.5 years. Now you will actually have a breakout in the personality wherein you are not ready to take any orders or stupid suggestions from anyone, and you know what exactly to do in the times of difficulty or when you're faced with challenges. Now you're ready to face the world in a very different way, and you're also ready to make some very important changes or probably show to the world the important changes that have happened in you. So now is the time to showcase all your new talents and new acquired talents and traits. At the same time, you may end up attracting some criticism other than even praising, which you will have to deal with very patiently, because anyway the spotlight is on you now because Mars is in your sign at 2.5 years. All eyes on Meena Rashi right now. Many people are actually praising you and some people are actually criticizing, but all that will turn out to be in your favor because very soon Jupiter is going to transit your 5th house and you're going to get a Guru Bal for the next 7 years, and the Guru Bal that was missing in the last 5 years. So now there is going to be a domino effect of breakthroughs happening in your personal career as well as in your family life. We'll catch up next week again with a new transit effect. Keep watching this channel and please do share this video with all those people whom you feel may be benefited by this. And of course, do subscribe to our channel if this interests you and if it's not too much of gadget addiction to you. Shubhamastu, Shri Krishna Vijayati. See you in the next video.